And hello and good morning. It's your friendly neighborhood DJ Floop. And I'm checking in for another episode of Floops and Friends. And this time I have a good friend, pseudo family member, by the name of Kumar Siunarain, also known as Mr. Nice Vibes, also known as MNV. And well, I've known Kumar for quite a long time. I actually used to look up to him as a smaller person, as a youth, because he was with one of my favorite, if not my favorite bands of all time. And when people say, I have a cousin who in Dilinadan, I say I have a cousin in Dilinadan. For real? Okay. Well, it's not really a cousin, it's by marriage. I say, well, yeah, well, I still know somebody. So yeah, so we always look up to Kumar because he was like the rock. Well, he's actually a pseudo rock star because he used to play was he a bass guitarist? He will confirm all these things. So yeah, always used to be like, "Wait, Kumar real cool boy," because he's a big bass guitar player and he had the dreads and he real rocking. Anytime you're watching any newspaper article, you always see him real rocking it out and all the girls going like, "Eh." So let's welcome not Kumar Sanu. Kumar Sinarain.
Good morning, Floops and Friends. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Yeah, man. I get my tie up there with with the
Yeah, you call me Kumar Son. You branding me, no boy.
No, but actually speaking about branding, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have gone through a big transformation, a very, very big transformation. I mean, as I was saying earlier in the blurb or in the intro, that well, we would have grew up knowing you as a bass guitarist for Dilina Dan. And we always seen you rhythm get right.
Right.
That's different from bass, right?
Yeah, different. Yeah, the same guitar, same string, same notes, but different way you apply it.
Yeah, so I remember it have this newspaper article or something where you were bareback and you had like some of the dreads. Yeah, I don't know if you what year was that?
That may be around 2010 or 11 somebody.
Yeah, that's to show you how long I fanboy in here, like so I was like, wait, this man was it? I don't think that was Trinidad. What country was that? Was that Trinidad?
Oh, I feel that was Toronto.
Toronto, yeah. I think it was.
I think it was on Toronto. In front of a speaker box, on top of the speaker box, or something.
Yeah, you had the full rock star pose. I was like, wait, this man real cool, dog. So all of we fanboy and we saying, wait, we want to be like Kumar when we get big, right? So like, what year you started in Dilinadan?
I was accepted into the band in 2004 November, but I didn't perform with the band until January 2005 because I spent 2 months in rehearsals.
Okay, yeah. So there was training here.
Yeah. Nobody knew. When I exit Karma, nobody knew I branched across the Trinidad until the first show was in 2005 in Club Screamers. Yeah, Club Screamers.
Yeah, way real memories there, boy.
Yeah, really good times there, boy.
So Dilinadan is not the first band you were with?
No, I was with many bands, well, as you would know, I grew up in a musical family, so I was always around music. The first band I performed in was, we wouldn't call them band back in those days, we call them orchestras. And performed as a dolak player, tabla player, not a guitar player.
Serious? Wow.
Those days we played in farewells, as we would know, Matiko and farewells, wedding nights, right? Yeah. We would perform 9 on a Saturday night, 9 p.m. till 2 or 3 a.m. Sunday morning with just a 20 minutes intermission. Yeah. So
you had that was the first look at that. That was the
first band. And then I'm trying to remember the band name, New Edition, right in Maringo Road, Princetown. Okay. And then I went down to Naya and Daz and spent quite a number of years there as a same dolak and percussion player. And it's there I started taking guitar lessons because Richard.
Okay, what prompted you to like say that? Dolak, I want to go and play guitar.
I just like it, at first, this is so true, at first, I always watch guitar men have real girls around them. They're like, girls love them.
And that is why the rock star kind of
no joke. I mean, I love it, but I would real girls around them. Girls love them now. So I took it up and I found a real likeness towards it because I think one of the main reasons to it being a percussive instrument, just like dulak and tabla. So it was natural for me.
Yeah.
Really natural.
Let me just jump in
Yeah.
here. Think about it. You never hear a woman saying, "Wow, that tabla player real sexy boy." You know?
Aye.
So I support that. That was real sense. We have a comment here. Good
Mm-hmm.
morning, DJ Floops and Mr. Nice Vibes. What is it correct?
Russell, what's up,
What
brother?
was it correct like way to representing him? I always thinking it's MNV. Is that correct?
Well,
Or you had
Mr.
the right
Nice
thought?
Vibes,
Or you had
but
the right
there's
thought,
the
Mr.
M
Nice
and Mr. Nice Vibes, MNV. Anyone works, because some
Mm-hmm,
people like to abbreviate it. Some people see the whole thing
mm-hmm.
out. Some people go to events and say Nice Vibes. So, but
Yeah.
anyone really works once they get across the message. It's all about nice
Nice.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you started to play guitar because of the girls. You want to be like a more like a sex icon kind of
Yeah.
way.
And 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 when I first went to guitar lessons,
Mm-hmm.
I told him, Lennox Saunders and Marbella. I told him I want to learn to play bass. And he said, well,
Mm-hmm.
here's what. Learn to play guitar and bass will come naturally after.
True.
Because it's the
Because
same
that's
fretboard, same notes, everything.
mm,
Yeah, so
yeah.
he actually gave me my first guitar lesson back in
Mm-hmm.
the day. Yeah.
Actually, my not famous, my favorite bass guitar loop. I don't know if you know Johnny Cash. You know Johnny Cash,
Mm-hmm.
the Western singer. In all his songs, they
Yeah.
always have a bass loop going dum 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 dum
Yeah.
dum.
That
Yeah,
walking bass, that real catchy boy.
touch me. Anytime I like, and then hear Johnny Cash singing "When the Man Comes Around," and then they saying "Do do do." So bass guitar, yes, I could do. He's right. Once you learn the
Yeah.
keys and stuff,
Yeah, and then
all it's like nothing.
yeah, so that is where it started, and then after a little bit into guitar, the lessons I
Mm,
started to play in a band with no name. We used to do
mm,
restaurant work, like little pubs and clubs. Many times you
mhm.
get booed off. Many times you get sent home.
Okay.
But it was part of the process.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Well, part of the learning process that built me to where I am today. And then after that, then after, strangely enough, I promised myself after getting booed off, not me, but the band getting booed off stage a few times. I promised myself I'm gonna work hard and nobody will laugh at me. And the
No, but
next
what was
band
the
I ended up
reason? What was the reason though? Like
for
for the booing, get the band getting booed off the stage.
the band wasn't ready, and then we didn't have the all the best equipment,
Mm.
and
So
we
sonically, all
didn't
it
have
was not pleasing.
uh,
Sonically, you all were not pleasing the crowd. Sonically.
yeah, we had the wrong repertoire for certain
Mm-hmm.
places.
Oh.
On a Friday night, people don't want to hear too much of slow. There was something up tempo, and the guy in the band, he was die hard about slow music, ballad music and stuff like
He
that,
did not
right?
read the crowd properly.
Yeah, and that was that, and after that, I told myself, I said, you know what, I'm gonna work hard, and nobody will
Mm.
laugh at me. And after that, the next band I ended up in was Ravi B Karma.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a big
they
one.
were about 2 years old. They were
Mm.
about 2 years old at the time,
Mm.
really
So
young.
how come you didn't stay with Ravi now? Karma.
The whole Diliadan, I stayed with Karma for about close to 1 year, maybe about 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes things have a way of happening.
Mm-hmm.
Strangely enough, I just make a joke, and I say, you know what? I'm not Diliadan, I'm a player boy. This is not a joke. I didn't put an ad out. They didn't do anything. I just call. I got the office number and call us Sunday morning. It's no joke. I
Mm-hmm.
called the Sunday morning, and Raymond dad answered the phone, told answer the phone. I didn't know him really well back then, but he answered the phone. And he said, Richard, not wrong right now. They had now come back from a European tour. So they were taking a 2 weeks break now.
Right.
So I called, so I see them call back in the evening. So I called back in the evening, right? Talk to Richard. That was his Sunday, and we organized for the audition the Tuesday morning when I went ready to the interview, the audition part, the musical part, and then me and Raymond would talk, and that was that. That was Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was in. They call and say, well, accepted, and where's the process?
Yeah, but still explain why it is you would want to leave one band to go with arguably a
Well,
big band.
it's just like anything else. If you're in a job and you got a bigger proposal, or you think that company might, you'll put your resume out there, right? You will send a resume. You never know.
You thought it would have been a better fit at Delina Dan.
Not better fit. Let's look like everything else. You want to improve.
Yeah.
Every job you want to get in a bigger company, or you want to improve and buy a better car or a bigger house. So I always like to be progressive. I try to improve the brand. Back then I didn't have a brand like per se, like no, but I want to try to improve myself and do better.
Okay, so you go on with Delina Dan, and that would have been around 2004. You say you train up a little bit, gel with the a team member, and then they bring you out in 2005. What year?
Yeah.
Or before we go to the year you leave, what would you say is your biggest takeaway from the Delina Dan experience?
Boy, well, I credit everything I'm enjoying now to Dillian Dan. No joke.
Serious. That's good. That's very
Yeah.
good. Let's
And
take
I
a
always tell
moment
people
to
this.
hail out
Mhm.
Gloria Sinanan. She's saying good morning, Flops and friends. No, it's not Flops, it's Floops.
Good.
Go ahead,
Good
Kumar.
morning, Gloria. How are you going? How are you
Go
going,
ahead.
Gloria? Everything I enjoy now, I think I owe it to Dillian Dan.
Okay.
I've been up to recently me and Richard was talking and I told him I say boy everything I do now and enjoy and it's because I already sucked. The what I learned taught
Mm.
me everything, you
The
know.
experiences, because you would have been with them for quite a long.
Experiences.
Yeah.
I the things I've been through because when I joined the band 2005 they were always a good band, I bet the best band, right? But they didn't break over any carnival, the whole carnival, Port of Spain carnival experience as yet. And I went through the learning with that, the transition from they being the band they were to being a mainstream band in Port of Spain. And those things taught me so much lessons when we were working with people, some of the big promoters in Port of Spain and how they saw business to be, you know. And it taught me that one of the main lessons that I learned is that as a musician, whether you're a keyboard player, a drummer, a bassist, a guitarist, or a singer, you gotta apply the business of the business to yourself. Don't always think I'm as a singer or all right, that's the next singer around the corner or down the road. No. See yourself as a brand
Yeah.
and brand it so people will pay attention to you. And that
Brands
was one of the
always
main things I learned.
brands always grow and is marketable. I tell people that, and we will come to the Mr. Nice Vibes later. Yeah, so you get a lot of experience. You're thankful. Now, okay, what is telling Kumar, Mr. Nice Vibes, to go from guitarist to entertainer slash singer?
What let me tell you how that process started. I in 2014, I just penned a song, jokingly penned some lyrics and put a melody to it. And I was hoping to sell the song to get some money, right? But I did it, so I did the demo for it. Who my music room and I did it and I played it to hear people's opinion. I played it for about 4 or 5 people and they tell me it sound pretty decent, you know. So I said, all right. So then nobody wanted to buy the song, right? So I say, here's what. I'm gonna record this song myself.
Right.
I'm gonna record this song myself. And I recorded this song myself, sang the song, and I released the song and it didn't do pretty okay as I thought it would, but it got me out there.
What was the name of the song? What was the name of the
Bartender.
song?
Bartender.
Yeah, I know that one. I know that one.
Naruto is the scene, bro. Yeah, bartender makes the song da 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 da. I can't remember the too good, right? But I saw something how it went, and I started to perform this song at little pubs and clubs and functions for free. And after the 5th performance, a guy approached me and asked me how much I would charge to sing in a birthday party, and that just take everything to a different level. Because now so we talked on whatever and agreed on a price and so now I had to learn more songs. So I had to go and look for some more instrumentals and learn songs, learn like a half an hour set or so, you know. And that is where everything started off because performing at that birthday party, people saw me and asked me for the performances and then I thought to myself, well, here's what people liking me. I see there's some potential in this, you know. I didn't know it would have been where it is today, but there was potential in whatever was going on at the moment.
I must say, I was a bit skeptical when you came into the front line. I said, wait now, you don't usually see a guitarist coming out as an entertainer, singer. So I was like, okay, let me watch this space. You know, it's never good to cripple something in its infant. So I watched the entertainers. Yeah, you're growing as an entertainer. And you're correct. I'm watching the crowd and I'm saying, this man rocking this crowd, you know? The people are responding to him in a positive manner, and I say, well, brother, you can't knock it. You had to give it its kudos and I give it that forward. And
again, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
And again, I would have to remodel in Dan because people embrace me openly. People accepted me over the open arms because they know me, the familiar face, a familiar look. So it was easy to take the notes when he gets up with them vocally here, you know, and they accepted me openly. And that's a big thanks I would always give to them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So why didn't you miss that Nice Vibes? Is there a story behind that?
Well, that was a dream, you know. That was a dream.
Dream that.
I was looking. I was looking for Subic for
Yeah,
months,
yeah.
right? And nothing came to mind. And at night I was sleeping, and about 2 o'clock, I think it was a Wednesday, it was a weekday. I think it was a Wednesday morning, about 2 a.m. I woke up with the phrase "nice vibes" in my head.
Mm.
So I get up and I give it some thought, and I went back and fall asleep again. And next day I started thinking, and about 2 weeks after, I say, you know what, this probably was meant to be. I just add the handle Mr. to the front, Mr. Nice Vibes,
Mm.
and was that?
What?
And what I did, I printed a few T-shirts with Mr. Nice Vibes to see how
Mm.
people will respond to the name, and I would
Mm.
wear it around to events and sound checks and that kind of thing. I go down the road grocery, and people are like, "Where's that? You know that?" So I said, "I want to rebrand like this," and they say, "Well, yeah, because you always colorful and glowing and out there, so it suits you,
As a
nice vibes." So
positive person.
yeah, so that
He
worked
is
well for me.
not a positive person. So Nara is saying he rocked the boat cruise. What boat cruise is that, boy?
That was this year for around the carnival time where we had fun on that boat cruise. That was I forget the name of the cruise, boy. San Fernando. Yeah,
Mm.
that was really nice, boy. I would
Yeah.
just before the carnival.
So you all were lucky before the COVID lockdown to
Yeah,
actually get on a
yeah,
little
boy.
boat cruise and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that thing was looking real nice. I mean, it going good, but it was really that COVID has dampened lots of things, boy.
Yeah. So okay, let me just jump to that question. How are you using this COVID time to prepare or not really prepare, build the Mr. Nice Vibes brand?
Well, I don't think I need to answer that because everybody who watching on my social media would know what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get to
Um,
that. We'll get to that just now. But other than that,
I think COVID taught me. Let me tell you, one of the main lessons COVID taught me, and I think people should really. I think I was saying here, plenty of artists should really sit down and think of what I'm gonna say here. COVID taught me to be proactive
that's right. That's what I
rather than
wanted.
react. COVID taught
Yeah.
me, hey, don't wait for events to come weekend to get paid. You create a
Mm,
product to sell
mm,
that will bring a salary now till next 5 years, 10 years. You're going to get a salary from it. And that's the
right.
business I was talking about, the business of the business that
Mm.
people, artists need to really sit down and take stock off and watch where things go in and be proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah. So how were you proactive then?
I decided to hear, well, people will know me. Most of my stuff is original stuff. I mean, we have one or two covers, but more or less original, right? And
Big
I decided
original.
here, I gonna look at different avenues to get my results because I will just say if one system not working, there
Mm-hmm.
are other systems that may give you the
Yeah.
same result or much more result, right? And I decided to do things a bit different and put my stuff online on all the
Right.
online stores for sale, which is
Right.
doing pretty well. Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, all these places, right? And that was one of the main difference I think because the COVID actually got me thinking, like
Yeah.
everybody else, but I'm thinking, all right, what's gonna happen next year because we're not sure when live performance is going to come back, right? And
Right.
if even if it do come back, what are the restrictions again going to be on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to look deep and hard now and say, hey, what, all right, cool. Well, luckily I had original stuff that I could put up for sale, right?
Right.
And and that was one of the main changes for me. I started to dig deep in the www and see what and start to research and read and all these things. And that to me was one of the the biggest changes.
Right. So you took advantage of the online platforms, social and not
Platforms,
social media, more like the streaming revenue. And this
trade
is
revenue, all
something.
these things.
This is what I told people. I don't know if because this is not the first time we interviewing each other. Well, speaking, I
Right.
had people in 2018 that these online platform is where you have to go and put your music. Even yesterday, right? A female artist, probably one of your friends, was lamenting the fight down within the Trinidad radio industry for artists, right?
Right.
And here, and you just explain or give a strategy that could be applicable to her. Why are you going and begging a particular radio station to play your music when you have YouTube at your disposal, you have Facebook at your disposal,
Yep.
Spotify? People now getting to learn Spotify. I know about Spotify from Spotify been around since 2008 or so.
A
Well,
long time, yeah. Quite
right?
a long
So
time, yeah.
you can monetize all these things. And the key, as I told Lolly in 28, is original music, the ability
Yep.
to
It's
sell
something-
your stuff, right? Okay.
that-
But let me finish this point, right? You put a song
mhm.
on YouTube. Okay, you get 500,000 views. You're glad for that. But you just lost the possibility again 500 US.
Yeah,
Now if you
and I also tell people the way thing going now, right, is that I did some maths, right? No, I'm not bashing any relationship per se, man. This is just I being real about things, right?
you can be real, man. We
Let
don't,
me,
we don't depend on
so let
nobody.
me just say, let me just say, I do a song.
Right.
Right? An original song.
Right.
Let us say a song named Phone Case. I do a song named Phone Case, right? I send it to the radio station. They play it. If I'm lucky, I get 3 or 4 plays for the month. Right?
Which is
how much revenue I get from it?
Not much.
About $5. About $5 TT, right? Not even so much.
The energy you're gonna exert in trying to get these people to play your songs and whatever.
All right. If I get original material, so I it is accepted by Spotify and YouTube Money and all these places, right? Apple and all these things, because original content, right? I only copyrighted this music, right?
Right.
If I get 5 downloads for the month at 99 cents US, you say $1 US.
Mm-hmm.
So $6 TT at 5, like $30 TT monthly I can get.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But with only 5 downloads minimum, right? We ain't talk streams yet. We ain't talk stream payment. We talk about that just download payments, right? And that does with us using 5 as a basic minimum. If you really market it right and put it, you could get plenty money off it, right? And Spotify pays for streams and for royalties for streams. Apple pay for streams and downloads. All these people and once you go through the correct aggregator online, you get it in the correct store where it's supposed to be.
But you use DistroKid.
I use DistroKid, yeah. So do the maths. So you have to weigh the pros and cons, and in that way now it's easier because you have to worry about the thing is if radio play a song, you get people like a song on the radio, but then we're getting out of it.
Yeah. How easy is to monetize that?
The live performance has gone down to 0. So it's not like people having a wedding, they will hire you.
Mm-hmm.
Because people not hiring artists because they could only carry 10 people to a wedding. So why hire artists for $2,000 or whatever the case may be, right? Yeah. So the radio airplay make it entertaining, yes, but dollar and cents, 0.
Yeah.
Right? So that is my perception on the whole thing at the moment.
That's pretty good because the end game, as we were speaking earlier with the Delina Dan days and things, the end game of a brand or anything is to really monetize, make a living, comfortable living. Yes, you're not solely money driven by money, but hey, songs take money to produce.
I think when was this way? I think I put up post recently, maybe a month or 2 ago, and I told people, I said if they really know the true cost of a song, the jaw will drop to the floor.
Yeah, because people on the outside, the average person is thinking that you guys are making like crazy money. You know, like I saw this girl, she's from the Netherlands, a singer, and she put a Patreon link in her live stream, and people was like, people was like, why are you asking for money for? You're making so much money. But people really do understand the cost.
High cost of that. A good example of this.
Yeah, go ahead. I
don't want to talk to people business too much, but a good example of this, right? This song, Hooking Me, Nappy. It was about 2 years ago. People should go and do a research on that song and see the cost of that song.
Yeah, because he went and stayed by Red Boys for like maybe 2 weeks or something.
What I know, I won't call name, but right in Trinidad here, I know certain artists who the cost of a song for them was $45,000 TT.
Yeah, I remember a time I had asked Cohen Dubai, right? I said, Cohen, how much to make a song? Man, tell me 24K, you know. So I know that was way back then.
There are certain production companies I know that have business contracts, and it's 15,000 minimum when you go there. Yeah. That is the basic packages. Yeah.
Let me put forward an argument for Chutney, right? A lot of people say, like I heard recently somebody say this particular production house charging too much money. But look at Chutney, right? You had to pay a Dolak player. You had to play. Some people can play keys, some people may not be able to play keys. You had to play a bass guitarist, you want live tanta, you want this. Right. And then the whole mixing, and so $8,000 or whatever, 4,000 upwards, right? It sounds like a lot, but when you think the actual producer is not really walking home with like a king's ransom, so to speak, you know. So this thing, and the people, and then they say, oh, they're singing a paka-ish and all kind of thing. But
people have to realize, like everything else, there's a cost attached to things, right? And that's like in any business. When you pay a man for something, you pay for his experience, one. You pay for all the best equipment he may have too, and everything added to that. You know, so that's why you might go buy a basic man with a basic computer and a microphone and record, when you can go buy a high-end producer with all the needed facilities, all the best microphones, all the Blue brand microphones, all the best program, or the best software, right? And then most times, as you would know, people do not know when one man record and mix the song, he don't really most times master it. That goes somewhere
Right.
else to master.
Right.
So there's a different cost attached to the whole game too.
There were different airs on
You know?
your track.
Yeah, yeah. So that how it goes, and that is side people don't see. They only see when they go on stage, and then with women, lots of courses for outfits. Women could kind of mix and match and go and whatever, but with women, hair and weave and makeup and nails and all these things, that is
Yeah.
more cost attached. So, there's a high
I
cost.
want to highlight a comment I saw, right? And well, we all know that Rennie Ramnarayan is going through a bit of a tiff right now, health-wise, and there was a GoFundMe raise, and I saw somebody comment, right? One particular comment, all these years, all they're making money, we all they do with all your money, and I said, but what wrong with this person? I was a man, right? So what wrong with this person? If the crowdfunding is, I don't know, like people. I don't know if it's a West Indian thing or what.
We misinterpret what I is.
Yeah, we real
We
backward.
misinterpret. I've been privy to be around many non-Indian artists at the moment, right? With Benji Record being because of that mainly and other things, right? And all of them doing the same thing, from big artists to small artists to medium size to unknown. Most of them doing it.
Yeah,
it's not
because
about all.
with the sense you have 10,000 followers, if you and you're taking essentially money off the table, so to speak, right? If they want to help you, nobody and twisting your arm to donate. Just
exactly.
Just go about your business, scoff whatever. But you see, I had this same problem when I was doing my own crowdfunding. I mind people do not lend themselves to the cause, but oh gosh, don't go and discourage people to donate now. Don't do that.
I think it's a West Indian thing, I think it's a West Indian thing. We have this habit.
I deal with all colors already.
Across the
board. And honestly, if they say Indian people crab and barrel, it's not so. We have a Trinidadian saying that you would know is that I want to see you doing good, but I don't want to see you doing better than me. That is to sum it up.
We have this as a personal thing. We do like to ask for help, whether it's financially or advice or whatever. And if a man do, you look down at him. So here have the resources, or here know, or whatever the case may be. Now we have that within us, So that's something better get out of the system. Now, Vin, where's you seen, brother? Yeah. Thanks, bro.
I've been doing good work as well. Maybe we could organize an interview. Yeah, we really. And you see, this is like the work we started at chutneymusic.com, trying to define the space and develop it. It's like probably like the similar when Luca Days will be telling you have your artwork properly done, like your music be properly mixed and mastered. I spoke to a gentleman. That's why I do like to give people feedback. And people, for the record, I don't like to give feedback because it's always come to bite me in my tail. But he asks, right? I say, listen, certain frequencies, you're mixing a bajan, right? You're mixing a bajan. He said the bajan cracking. Have you ever heard the adjective cracking used to explain a bajan?
Who's cracking
means no, I can't say who it is, right? So I said, listen, bajan, the master, the mix of a bajan is to give you that kind of surreal, kind of godly kind of feel. So anytime I listen to a bajan and a cracking partner, there's something going wrong there, And I explained to him frequencies and bringing down the stems. He didn't know it was a stem, bringing down the instrumental stems, letting the voice. I don't know what it is with certain mixes where they always drowning all the vocals. I never understood that. So I even reference T-Series. When you listen to that T-Series bajan, right, you hearing like a real surround vocal performance. I really maybe might hear a bell going ting ting. That is probably all, So the point of trying to make it. Go ahead.
I think education is important. I think that's one of the main things that lacks in our society here in this country with any music. We need more education, boy. So much that we don't know. The average artist out there don't know, right? That could help them be a better person. Education about production from a production standpoint, then a business standpoint, registering your music, ISCRC codes, what is the purpose of that, all these things, getting the business straight up, having it legit, if you plan to do it
whenever, however. Under the umbrella of marketing, you have to be able to know how to market. Singing a song to get play on radio, come on, that is like 1970s
Well,
thing.
then too, that brings us to our next point, the Floops.
Yeah.
That brings us to our next point. Everybody had different ambitions, you know. While I may want to sing a song and make it a Billboard chart song, there may be a man who was singing a song just for his. I remember recording a song for a girl just for her ambition was to record a song, not for radio, just record and put in a CD. So she have it under her credits. She
Yeah,
record a
but
song to tell her children.
that is correct. That is correct. But we're talking about
Yeah.
the
The mainstream ones.
yeah, like a singer, like how you would say,
Well,
professional, right?
yeah, if you
Professional.
want to do that, you need to
Yeah,
up the game.
not obvious. No, not obvious. We talking about the man who released, I would say, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, released more than 3 songs. You're trying to get through, right?
Yeah.
Now, my thinking, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, right? I would reach out and say, well, this, that, and that avenue is also available for you. Maybe you might want to. I'm not telling the person to do it, right? Maybe you might look into that, right? So at least somebody would have told them, because honestly, as you were speaking about the education part, some of them really don't know. They just don't know.
Yeah, for like that, like it's simple to say about cracking, you know.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that, and I think I say this all boldly, who vex on, but people with the power to really educate the younger ones they're not doing it. They're
No,
not
but
taking that.
sometimes when you tell them to is the well, you know me, I always get in, somebody always vex with me for something, right? And I just be like, well, maybe you should consider. I don't come from and I'm saying this for anybody, even for yourself. I don't come from a place of discouragement. I'm not trying to discourage anybody. I just trying to. Oh, I am not a dashboard doggy. Long story short, you come and say, boy, how the songing? And if I find, in my opinion, it's songing like garbage, I won't tell you garbage. I will say, boy,
Yeah.
maybe you visit this part, maybe you could consider this. If you don't do it, I'm not going to be like, well, Mr. Nice Vibes, he's a real I tell him man this and here. No, I'm not like that. I just done with that.
Being honest is good. Being honest with people is good, because I was heavily criticized too, and I well, from my musical knowledge and the experience I've been through, I took every criticism in good faith, yo.
Yeah.
I remember I'm calling you.
Huh? Yeah, you had to be able to sift out the constructive aspect of it.
When I went, if it should go back, when I now started to sing, and people are just like you, everybody watching me where the swing going and wherever. I thought I was singing good, I thought I was singing good until there's a certain person message me inbox, and I still tell him, man, thanks for that message.
Yeah.
And he told me, say, yo, you're doing good. I applaud you, but you need to fix X, Y, Z. And I did take the man advice.
Honestly, at first your feelings wasn't hurt, and it was like, but it wasn't like that.
No, I wasn't like that. One time it happened. A particular engineer told me I need to make my voice, exercise my voice, make it stronger, because I only want to raise the microphone volume and again feedback, right? I get harassed. I get real harassed. But 2 years after, sang with the same some system, and the man tell me, he reminded me of the event. He reminded me. You say, remember that? You say, watch how good your voice is now.
My favorite example of that, right? I was able to do the engineering for a show in Winchester performance, right? And he just ow, no, and this man hitting up in the red, boy, up in the red, and your levels like way down, and I would tell you that you should thank him too, because some people like him latter, they singing normal, and their voice they coming like, they're singing in the diaphragm. That coming from all the natural, and that is a good advice you get. You had to be able to control your voice.
I took plenty criticisms, and I take it in good faith, yo. I remember asking a man about what he think about my singing, and then he was the next one, and he said, "You sure you're ready for this, right?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You sure you're ready for the shoot, right?" I said, "Yeah, what the shoot? Give me the shoot." And he pointed out everything I was doing I need to work on. And again, I applaud him today for that. I just thank him for that,
Wow.
Because if I didn't go through that, I would not have been where I is today, And then from in a musical perspective, generally, many years ago too, I've been through situations where I feel I was doing it, and then men say no, somebody elder heads, they say no. I'm not ashamed of this. Last I went to T10 competition for Carnival, right? With one of my Chutney wine to that there, right? And I entered the competition. There were about 200 and plus 200 and more people in the competition. Round one. I get chosen to rounds two. They break it down to 100 people, out of 100 people. I reached a round three, which was I make the top 50 or something like that, right? And then I get knocked out. And Destra was on the judge, Destra, Kabiba Henderson, and this guy radio. He very brutal. And I took some beating there, yo. And they telling you their comments in front of everybody. It's not like they're hiding behind the curtain telling you. So everybody hearing what them telling you. And I took it. I was kind of sad at first when I come home, but I take it in good faith now. That was over the weekend, the Monday, so I take it in good faith and I say, you know what, I'm moving forward for this now one. And I took the advice, you know. And Beaver told me about my range and all these things. But there's always a process to go through. You know, there's always a process you need to go through to get where you want.
Credit to you, Kumar, for listening to because this is not no jokey people telling you these things. This is real people who think. Right?
Yeah, Destra tell me flat out. She said, boy, I know you as a guitar player all around the stage. What I'm telling you today, you know? Yeah. But I was kind of frightened too.
Well, that's fine. Again, experience is the best teacher, and you would have gained, would they come in again? People go say, well, you know, Destra don't like me. No, it's not Destra don't like me. I went through a whole lot of training and a lot of experience, and from her experience, like even Simon Cowell, right? People is be like, oh, he effing me up, but the man know how the businesses work. He know how the business. He know what could sell. Like I think when he saw what was Ola on that competition, but so Ola, very face facts, he wasn't vocally at his best at that time. But when they saw it took again, he thinking long term, right? When he looked Ola as a performer, he say yeah. So want to keep working at it, partner, because people, even the best singers, like I was watching that time The Voice, right? Not The Voice, Voice, right? I watching he was doing a vlog. I watched plenty things for it. And he was doing the ginger and say, well, I don't drink milk because, you know, milk is mucus forming and get the phlegm in your throat. And I hitting this ginger here, hot here. And I said, wait, Voice and them really walking the walk. And that's the Voice is, I really impressed with that man, boy. I really impressed. I impressed with a lot of people.
The soca will take the crabs a lot more serious than we Chutney artists. I can say this across the board, right? They see it as we bread and butter. They see it as we have to do it so. I don't know. As an art, they take the craft more serious. That's why soca way out of Chutney, and we have to up the game in terms of mental and physical. Not only one way or one person. Everybody had to do the other part to up the game, right? If you notice recently what Nessa Preppy did, she cut. You know, for a man or a woman who have a ras, to cut the ras is a serious thing. That's a serious choice to make, right? And she realized she had to cut the ras to rebrand to go further than what she is right now.
Well, arguably, right? Let me look at the weekend, right? When he had the pineapple ras, right? You need that kind of shit, that kind of like X factor. So people would have started what? Now we know, we both know the weekend real vocally up there. He up there, right? But what people was watching the weekend first for? They watching to see that jokey ras.
The visual important. Yeah. I remember going to a wedding on San Fernando here to perform there about two years ago. And I don't know nobody there. The DJ hired me and I just walking up the stairs from the car park to go up to the venue. And this man stopped me. I don't know him, he don't know me. His comment was when he's singing, you gotta pick up my wife and it's her birthday. So I said, how you know he's the entertainer? How I know I want to sing? He said, well, here what? Me I know you but the way you dress, I could tell you the entertainer.
Nice. And that we can even marry that back to Nessa Preppy. People and giving this woman enough credit, right? That
is a process.
So crafted, That was so crafted. That process, right? Yeah. I'm not too sure if she's still with Cohen Rose, but Cohen Rose is the mastermind behind Is Cohen Rose is the name, right?
I don't know who managing her personally, but I know
that was the guy who started off. Yeah,
they given some serious thinking and some serious thought. That thought process serious, yo.
Even like,
all of them, you know, they have serious and I heard Black say this some years ago too. He said, who it was, boy, one of those big popular soca artist now, the younger one of the veterans now, so one of the good ones right now. He said when that person now, I can't remember the name, when that person approached him some years ago, the person couldn't sing. He made that person come and sit down and keep rehearsals for months and months and months, every twice or 3 times a week, and then advise the fellow what to do and go to this singing class here or whatever. And that was an interview he did on, I can't remember where, and he was saying 1 year after, then that person was ready to come out there publicly and be a vocalist, and I think those are the things we have to pay attention to as indoor artists, because just doing what we're doing and it won't go nowhere. Because the same cry I've heard 20 years ago as a musician, I'm hearing it now, and I'm seeing it now, and I'm experiencing it now, and I don't think it will change within the next 20 years again as you go down the road. So you as a person have to take that initiative where you want to go with this thing, or
but
how you want to do it.
Yeah, right. There are some artists within the space, male and female, within the Chutney space, right? Who like official videos. That was an unheard of thing in Chutney music. Now a lot of more people. The artwork, thanks to him, Beer, I could big up. I always big up some real hard.
I have a few of them doing really good, but I have
a lot
so
more
hats
to
off to them. But like everybody else, like me or you, everybody is much more to learn and a much bigger picture out there, because as I say, I just do not research and watching what's going on, and I see it and I'm like, all right, if we have to go here, we'll do this. If I want to go here, I need to do this.
It's called strategy. How to work with like people. It's called strategy. That is how you evolve.
Strategy. For real.
Try to emulate the success at chutneymusic.com, right? Chutneymusic.com didn't happen just so, It's because we working with that.
A long time, boy.
Early 2018, right? Only 2018. But in 2 years' time, the kind of things we able to do and shape this space is because we working with our plan. We end up doing this thing like So artists, we go ahead.
And that's what I've been doing too, because I've been learning, and I and all kind of sometimes, not most times, sometimes I tend to not be last minute, but on the button, right? So I'm trying to be now more proactive and like, all right, good. I don't plan a song for my birthday for February 17th next year. I want to release a song on my birthday. I'm done kind of making that already. Where I want to go. All right, 2020 basically finished already. Just almost Christmas, November, barring the COVID, what happened or didn't happen, So where do we go from next year? Should I how do I go about based on what happened this year? How I'm moving next year? Should I go this direction or this direction? And also, I am now learning to be a little more proactive in the whole process.
No, well, I must give you a credit, right? Because as like most of your comments, once I see it, right, and I noticed like a change in your thinking. You could tell it from the kind of things you're saying, positivity, this, we need to up. People need to be real with themselves. We could look into these things, and it almost like from a place of like a philosophy, like you're developing a kind of philosophical.
Well, you know where I come from, right? My religious background, all these things, right? And at an age now where boy, I meditate plenty at that level of life now, where I pray a lot. I pray a lot. Now I am at this stage now, nobody could get me vexed now. That's dead serious. Nobody will get me vexed now. If it do something with me, I will just walk away from it and say, cool. If you like my song, no problem with that. If you're
energy wise.
I save my energy for good stuff. Me, I'm gonna fight them who this or that. I just different now, I just like do my work. Those who say or didn't say, whatever. If I could do, I could do. If I can't, well, no problem. I will mellow now. Easy going, boy. Not like long.
That is because your focus changed from a small mindset to a bigger picture, and you had to be when you're mobilizing yourself, you get to realize that I ain't gonna reach there by worrying about this one who don't like me and that one who don't like and this one fight. No, you focus on the people who trying to build you up. So even on our side, right? You feel like here about an artist who don't like me for whatever reason. I could not be bothered because I have many other artists who see benefit in the brand and I want to work with them so all our we could come up. If the other artists want to gripe and whatever, that is your personal vendetta. I don't have no vendetta against nobody.
That's one thing I learned to focus on. If you have one positive aspect, focus on that rather than the 4 or 5 negative vibes. Focus on one good happening and forget everything else. Everything must gravitate towards that after.
That's why you see, right? I adopt this approach and it's not adopt, it's how I'm born. If I had to tell somebody something, I tell them in the face. If they can handle it, that is their business. But I'm not one to go. You know,
Yeah.
I not want to go and say, "My a man is a real cat boy," and say, "Man," and then go, "Hey, Kumar, how you going?" Boom! I telling you one time. This is the strategy we trying. This is what we doing. If it work, it will work. We go try something
Yep.
else. Boom. And that's how I operate. So that you're growing up in your thinking. So how does Bentley thing. I seen this Bentley thing. What does it mean to be a Bentley artist?
Boy, that Bentley to be when if I should give this story how this whole thing unfolded, right?
Go ahead.
Well, just like yourself, everybody on almost social media are always posting stuff. Are
Yeah.
always posting rehearsals or gigs or anything with music content, anything music content, right? And this is and Carnival around Carnival month, February month this year, I got email from Plenty Records, right? Showing interest in Mr. Nice Vibes. No, when my initial response is like it's fake because you know the pranksters out here, right? You know what it's right? So I didn't pay attention. I just left it right in my email.
Right.
And about almost a month after, then I go into my email and I saw it and I decided I said, I'm going to Google it up and see what happened. I pull up Google and I started to research these people and I realized legit, they're no fake thing.
Right.
So then I responded back to the email and that was where it all started.
Right.
Your question now about being a Bentley artist. No, this is a dream come true, boy. And this is why there's always tell people on my post, as you can see, dreams do come true and don't give up. This morning I had a post with a picture from Nepal, India, where people listen to my music, come with me, my last song.
Right.
Never in my wildest dreams some years ago I would have think that would have happened. Right. And the being a Bentley artist is like a big dream come true, and it's like, no, I just feel so as naturally it would happen. I'm much more confident now because if a brand like Bentley could look and show interest in a person like me and my brand, that there's something that could offer to the world, right? And now it makes me more critical of myself. That's why I think the whole transition came. I had to change how I used to think into being the person I am now and where to move forward. Because if I kept on being who I was, especially not being proactive, it would not work out too well, right? With Bentley, it is more a very professional way to look at it because remember they operate 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, not as we whenever, however, if ever. On a half past any night, not like that. It's a professional thing, right? So I had to change my ways and I had to really look within me and say, because signing a deal with them was just part of the game. Because when the contract ended, they could just drop me off and say, well, it was worth the while, you know? I had to really look within and say, hey, why I want to go with this thing? How do I see myself? Where people see me as? How I gonna deal with people? How do I really, as I said before, go left or go right? No, people, like I tell somebody recently, my working hours is like from 6 in the morning till 11 in the night and thing, and it was long hours, boy. Every day, not just one day. And it's like the dedication to the whole thing too. And what Bentley offers to us is like they offer plenty classes, as I posted up yesterday. I think I saw the post. Have the modules with lessons like you go in. So I have to log on regularly at the times to go to these classes and stuff. So I have learned so much from it. So me now being the person I am from then had to transform. And every day I could guarantee you this, I will learn something new and be a better person tomorrow.
No, but that all goes back to your mindset. You will like a sponge. You're willing to learn and evolve, and that is so okay. You're willing to learn. Yeah, with Bentley, Mr. Nice Vibes is a brand, a established brand to be contended with. What is the long term goal? Walk us through the long term strategy. What do you see yourself going? Well, I saw Nadia, right? Nadia, I told you it like that, you know? I was like, whoa.
Everybody like, wow.
I was telling you, in the thumbnail, if you would put a more, they call it clickbait, right? If you put a more provocative thumbnail with you and probably like a back
shot.
Well, I don't say back shot.
Right.
Yeah, so Nadia, that was actually a dancehall song. So you're singing dancehall, you're singing Chutney Soca. You give up with the chutney or what's going on with that?
No, I give up chutney. I would never give up chutney. That's my roots.
Right.
But something's happening at the moment that I need to focus on. And I love my chutney because I actually have something coming out. I don't want to say when, but soon, real soon. My next release then, right? And I'm working really hard on this project, right? This, I'm saying it out loud here now, that this going to be regarded as a Lotila. It's going to stay in history. 10 years from now, people will still love that tune. Trust me. I dig deep inside me. I dig deep. I dig down deep. One thing I learned, if people pay attention to my music, I started to dig deep within myself and write music, boy. I watch, and I learned that from a particular artist. He said to me, he said, you know what? When I write from experiences, it's easy to relate to people.
Who say that, Master Salim? Because Master Salim told me something similar to that.
Where I hear him say that too. No, like Nadia, it didn't happen to me, but I saw the experience, right? I saw that what happened. Now, come with me happened to me, right? So I wrote from deep down. Yeah, wrote deep with Crazy and Me. That's a normal thing we as Indians go through as we reach a certain age. Yeah. The parents looking to get married and looking for grandkids and all these things. So I've been through all that too, and I learned that. And this next song coming out here is something from deep within, from the roots in man. And I went and I pulled it out, boy. And it's
gonna be big as Lotela.
It's gonna be real. Trust me, it's gonna be huge. It has some projects coming out that I'm really excited. I can't talk too much about it, but really good stuff. It has some collabs coming out here that I never thought would be possible, because I've seen there are some people who came to me to work with me, and I was shocked when they approached me. I was really shocked. And
so things in your favor, boy. You get through, as they say. You get through.
I get in through. Yeah, I just working hard up in the work, boy. But this particular track, it's gonna be something really outstanding, and it's gonna be different. I will try to be different from what everybody doing.
Nadia. They say different. Nadia is a pretty cool track. I didn't like need the visuals. Like when I listened to the original audio release, I was like, wait, this man singing real improving. Oh, Nadia.
Yeah. Well, boy, from the time that Nadia song, when Chenko Productions, pick up Chenko on the inside, that man always, that man, I done a lot from Chenko. That track, I know Chenko about 10 or 12 years ago, back then, from NESC school and stuff, right? And we always talk about working together, it never happened. And they say God time is the best, and I feel that it's true, boy. Because even I met him about 2 years ago in Synergy, when I went to release a song, and we talk, and it still never happened. And I happened to saw him online earlier this year, and I hit him up in box, and we started talking WhatsApp and all these things. And I said, when we go do a song, boy, he said, well, I have a rhythm here, boy. I said, what's that? You never know. And when that man said that, and I downloaded the track into my computer and I press play, my pause raised, boy.
Serious. So you identify with it
one time. One of the first things is, as a musician, the song on A minor. And A minor is one of my favorite chords on the guitar.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite chords on the guitar.
Gee.
That one I need. Yeah. And then I just started to play this thing over and over in the car while I was driving, right? And all I was hearing in my head, da 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 da, onaria. That's all I hear in my head. Onaria.
Real nice to sit on, because there's a kind of like a onaria.
Yeah, the rhythm is goofy. Yeah, that's easy listening now. Easy listening. And then I was like, what to sing about? What to sing about onaria? What? Nadia, Then I was like, all right. And then this topic came to mind. I just started to, as I told people, I didn't write nothing on pen and paper with this song. I just put on the mic in my music room and press record, and I just record on everything as is, and I just cut and fix after. And I was like, all right, this makes sense. Yeah, this part could be the chorus because it's more punchy. You could put this part here as a verse, there's a pre-chorus, and that was so it to be. And when I sent it for him, he liked it. And then the rhythm, so there was about, I think, 6 songs on the rhythm, and each song brought some uniqueness to it.
Right.
There was I singing about COVID. Then the next one singing about Chinko actually sung about going to the beach. And next one talk about something about love. Mr. Naya, something about love. And so each person brought their own flick to the game, which made the rhythm more interesting. Nice. So that was nice.
Tell me how you choose that model for Nadia?
Well, boy, I must say thanks to God, because the amount of struggles we went through that video. COVID being number one. Restrictions to record, because there were plans to do much more different shoots with cars and whatever, but we couldn't with the lockdown, right? Yeah. And luckily, there was a point when the beach was open, just before they closed it back. We did the beach sceneries at that time, just before it closed back, because I think it was August 12th, and just about a week after the lockdown, the beaches after. So that kind of put a damper on things. Then we had some other setbacks too. But coming to the model, I about 4 different models was chosen. 4 different heroes was chosen. Then this one said they can't make it. Then that one said was something come up. then everything, and then I almost gave up. I was like, whatever happened, happened. Yes. And the Wednesday was the video shoot. Up to Monday night, I had no model. Up to Monday night, I was like, I was like, we're gonna get Nadia, boy. And Tuesday morning, I got a text from the strange number saying, somebody told me to text you about a video shoot and whatever. And that was that. And there we found Nadia.
Yeah. You could give out her name or not?
Her name is Candy.
Candy. Well, yeah, girl.
Yeah. Really, really nice girl to work with. Really pleasant. Really professional. Very, very professional.
So I'll link your YouTube video here for the people to check out. Nadia,
thanks.
I need to check it. I don't need to check out that
video.
Go
Nadia, a real hot stepper. The number one, the champions, Zessa. Yeah, man.
Let us see the derriere on that.
Yeah, that's what we can relate to. Everybody knows. We know somebody like that, you know.
So in closing, Mr. Nice Vibes, what you want to tell the people and them? We've spoken quite a bit and it's going very interesting, but we had a close, right? So in closing, what you want to say?
I want to tell everybody that be happy you. Whatever you're doing. If you're a taxi man, be happy doing that show. If you're planting garden, be the best gardener you could be happy. You know, because at the end of the day, all we crave in life, all the big house and the big car and all the money in the bank waits for to be happy, right? So you find happiness in whatever you're doing. Just be yourself. Uniqueness, just don't study what people say. You just do what you're doing. If you know you're on the correct path to achieve your goal, don't need to concern about what people think and don't think. You just do your thing, focus and just work hard, put in the work because we all know that when you put one foot forward, God make 99 steps to come to you. You know? So put in the work, put in the effort, and sometimes it will be trying times, trust me. It will be really trying times. And from a musical perspective, all the artists know we can try really trying time now. So I want to applaud all the artists too because it's plenty of the Indo artists putting out material now for Diwali with no gigs, no paying gigs out there. So congrats to these artists. And there are one or two who did Bollywood stuff recently. And so everybody who doing the thing, hats off to audio. You know, as I said the other day, we ain't pay, but I've seen DJs still doing live stuff. I've seen singers still doing the live videos, you know. So hats off to all these people for this too.
Well, content have to be made. You see, most people are just doing this thing out like they feel an obligation to the fans because even the fans spoken at length about the artist, but fans the press they know it. The human being naturally wants to be among people, and we so sectioned off, and you can go mad. You can go mad.
Well, as I normally say, music heal the world and save the world. So music, you put out music, then people like it and they like your music and you make them feel part of you, you know. And as I say, they're frustrated because of what's going on. So the music could help soothe them at some time now. You know?
All right, cool. Well, we'll end here for now, and I'm sure we'll talk again. So it's been nice chatting with you.
Sure. So I want to say thanks before we go further. I want to say thanks for having me on. I know we always keep in touch and that kind of thing. So thanks again for having me on. Keep up the good work you and the whole crew doing. All right. And to everybody out there, mask up, stay safe. All right.
All right, man. Bless
you. I don't know if I can ask you this on air or not. You in Trinidad or you out there?
Out there. I live in out there now.
Okay. All right, cool. All right.
But you see, I still have the thick accent, right? Thick Trinidad.
No. The Trinidad still in you.
Well, I just talk about that, right? It have this this Trinidadian producer, Chutney producer. He say, why is this outsider telling we how to run the Chutney music industry? I say, outsider? Man, I live Trinidad. You know that. I live Trinidad 3 decades and more. What outsider? You know?
I won't actually say it, but that's a sort of a statement illiterate because outsider can see it different to what we see it as. Firstly.
Because remember we spoke earlier that we trying to incorporate what work in soca, the soca industry, and kind of to bring it over to the chutney industry and you know, so
a good example of that. A good example, something. A point to be noted that point to make just now is that recently we have the pan for so many years. So many years we have the pan.
Yes.
What we know on Japanese take it and making immense money. There's a guy in the States that's making millions with pan, producing pan. Who one it is? So you see,
there's a big market over here. There's a big market over here for our brand of music, just Chutney Soca. And that all you will see that we ain't gonna talk. All we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
You're right, because I saw recently on some South African music promotions group. I see they share my Uchi song plenty. The Uchi
Yeah.
song with me and Crazy. It was doing well out there.
Is that because
So,
you see, you're talking about Nepal, right? If I tell you
yeah.
something about the chutneymusic.com website, our biggest
Mm-hmm.
country is not Trinidad, Guyana, America, West Indians in America, and West Indians in Canada, you know. We talking
Mm-hmm.
India, we don't go on to the motherland already. Our number one
Yep.
country is India.
Yeah.
We have, well, you say South Africa, Nepal, Indonesia,
Mm-hmm.
Argentina. Where's
So
this
the
next
so the
one? I
world
was,
so so
yeah,
so
the
now
world
you
want to
and
know
I
about
know.
it. Yeah.
So the whole world looking on to us. So that's why I said we had to really package it
Had a raise
one.
we game. Who vexed lost we?
Raise this.
Everybody had a
Yeah.
game. I had a raise my game.
Yeah.
Look, I bought a web a server
Mm-hmm.
yesterday because our 30 gig server full up with the amount of material it have out there.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So people
Well,
wanted people jam at the server. Oh yeah, you did you came out with the website. I forgot to plug that.
yeah,
I
the
saw you
website. Yeah, we have some. Yeah, we have some. Has some editing to do still, but soon.
it's Mr. Nicevibes.com and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're
So
going good, man. I like how you're looking
yeah,
out
so I
there
want to tell
and looking
everybody
nice.
follow me up on the follow me on Instagram, Mr. Nice Vibes, underscore TT,
See if I get
Facebook,
this
Mr.
link
Nice
here.
Vibes. Follow me up. I have lots of good things coming out and stay in touch. Always let me know. I'm always free, open to comments. People what they feel about my music, what they don't like, what they like. I'm very open to these comments. So feel free to drop in a comment, hit me up, man. You know.
Yeah, man. All right, care. Take care.
Yeah. I take.
Oh, sorry, I cut him while he was talking. You know how it is go. I apologize for that. So we have been speaking for quite some long time, for quite a long time. With usually I talk for about 20 minutes. This went over nearly an hour and 20 minutes. We have been speaking to Kumar Sinarain, aka Mr. Nice Vibes. He was a well, he still could play guitar pretty good. He was a guitarist. Now he is an artist, entertainer, Bentley artist, signed to Bentley artist. He's singing Nadia. You know, check out that song. It's real bad, visually bad, but bad meaning good, right? And I like how his philosophy very positive. I always gravitate towards positive people, and we wish him the best of luck. And I have been your host with the most, DJ Floops and Friends, signing out. Goodbye.